Hi everyone, it's Kay from the Paper Shed. Hope you're all doing well. Thanks so much for coming back and joining me again today. I'm back with the second part of the folio that we're making for the collaboration with LineDotArrow and SunflowersAndDors, which is ink stained archives. I'm using both of the kits, Mandy's kit and Nathalie's kit. All the details will be down below. So if there's anything you want to know, just have a look in the description box and you'll find all the information there. So I was getting on with a few bits this morning and decided that I was going to start putting my backing papers on, like I told you in the last video. Try and put all your backing papers on as best you can. And then I came to the first page really, and I needed to add something in so that I could stick my backing paper down. So I decided to put this flap in. And then your mind goes all over the place, because then I'm thinking, do I need a closure? And I don't really think I do. I was going to have a shorter flap and a pocket. I'm still going to put a pocket in, but I'm going to leave the flap as big as that, purely because I think it gives you more areas to write on. I think it's got more potential in the book. It's pretty flat. It's not going to cause any issues. And what I'm doing is, as I sort out through all my papers, so I'm sorting out, stupidly, I printed some like this, and then I managed to print some borderless. And I can't use the ones with the white edge because my folio I did as a full A4 sheet. So I can't use those pages at the moment. So I'm going to try and incorporate those throughout in my smaller pieces. And then what I'll do is I shall be making some booklets with the rest. Then I sorted out all my scrap craft card, so that when I come to places like this, I can see if I've got scraps before I use up my A4 sheets. So as we then go across and open up, I've backed this one and I've made notes, because I've covered all my notes on my base sheets. I've made notes with what I'm planning on doing. So this one's going to be either a pocket, or I did think about putting a little belly band in here, and then I can close this up then. So they're just all thoughts that are going through your head, and this is what will happen when you do a folio, because it's slightly different to a journal. On this one is just my waterfall, and I'd already had that planned out and those pieces cut up. So I've just backed that page. Then we come to this one, which is our journal page. So I've just backed that and was able to glue that in. I'd already created this pocket, it's like a secret pocket really, on a flap, which I'm going to leave as freestanding, and I'm going to add a couple of extra pockets on there. So I've made a note of that. This side I'm just going to use for decoration. Maybe I might think of something as I go along. And then this page here is I'm going to mirror this page here, because what I'm having to think about is where I've got space. Because I've got a journal going in here, I can't make this too thick, and I've already made it a little thick by putting more flips on this side. So I've got to be aware that I've got to get a journal in and I've got to create. So I'm just going to mirror another flip there, so I'll do that on camera. So although I've cut the paper out and made my backing sheet, I couldn't glue it down because I need to add a flap. So these are the sort of things that was going through my mind this morning, thinking, am I actually leaving too much out of the video? So if you do think that I am, and you would rather see me cut the paper, ink it, glue it down and all of that sort of thing, then do let me know, because I'm trying to keep my videos fairly short. So I'm trying to cut out as much as possible, but I don't know if there's newbies out there that just want to see the process. So if you are a newbie, or even if you're, an avid journaler, and, you're new to folios, or whatever it is, whatever the reason, if you want a more in-depth video on folios, I can do another one later on, further down the line. So that's that one. I covered this with just some book page because I thought that was quite novel with having a bookmark there. And I've actually put my pocket on purely because I didn't put this all the way down. I didn't put the backing paper all the way down because my page didn't fit. So I've just got to do that when I come to that. This one then I managed to finish off. I remembered that it needed a closure, so I remembered to put my magnets in, and I've just got to back these with some writing space. Then this one here, I want to do maybe a pocket, a small pocket that we can insert with an acetate cover, because I want to keep it as thin as possible, because this is the bit that hasn't got enough gusset, because that's where my journal's going to be. So these are all the things that you need as you go through each page and think about what it is you want to put in. Then this page, I think I can put that one on now because I've decided to do something a bit different. No, I can't, because I need to insert something. So I've left that off because I need to insert something. I'm going to do a zigzag string sort of belly band closure with a pocket on it, just to stop it from falling out. So that's my plan on that page. This page then is decoration or adding pockets, the same on there. Then this one here, I'm going to make a policy envelope. So I need to do some inserts on there. So I've left that page free. I did think that I was just going to glue that down and put that on the top because I didn't really need it. And again, I've got no spines either side of here, so I can't do anything too bulky. So I thought, shall I do that? And then as I was putting the papers in, I thought, actually, that'd make a nice pocket this way. So I thought I'm going to just put a little foot pocket there, maybe for tickets and library cards and that sort of thing. So I am going to utilise that as well. And then that's your closure for there. And that's that one. And then you've got your back pocket, and I'm just going to put a flat pocket on the back there so that you can put any extra ephemera. So I'm aware that it's getting a bit chunky and I haven't actually got my journal in there yet. So I'd actually made up, I think it's 10 pages I've put in here. I am going to use the papers, so I'm going to incorporate some papers, but I just want to pop that there so that you can see how fat it becomes, because it's quite important. And that's already quite chunky, and I haven't added all my bits in yet. So I don't want it to become too, too fat, because when I did a recipe one of these, I did a red and white recipe one for desserts, and I made lots of, obviously, recipe cards in a waterfall situation, and it did become really, really chunky. Now, I loved it in my kitchen. It was fine that it was chunky, but it can be cumbersome, and that was for a completely different thing. You want, if this is a writing piece, you need it to be as flat as possible so that you can actually write in it. I mean, I've done it on this side because you can write on there and there, which leaves it quite flat. So these are all things that you really need to consider and think about. So we're going to carry on. So I've got that part, gone that part, done that part. So we're on this part. So I just want a piece of this. We've got a scrap piece. And what I need to do is I know that it's 4.5 anyway, but I don't tend to measure. I like to do freely. So I'm just going to mark it there and then give that a cut off. So I'm just going to go through and do a few with you, rather than you sit and watch me do it all, because it is just literally cutting, inking and gluing straight as possible. And straight. There we go. Just going to make sure that that's going to fit in there, and it will. So I've got another scrap piece there. And then I'm going to just get my, sorry, I'm a bit croaky today. Just get that and do an 1/2 inch score line down there, fold that over, and then I'm going to glue that in place. Yeah, there and there. And I want that to fit into in between my gusset lines so that I can put my paper in, and then that one will be there. Okay, so I'm just going to put some glue on that. I'm going to turn it around a little bit, just so that I can get this in the right place. And I'm going to put that into there, that into there. Make sure that it's on the edge and it's in between my two pieces of score line. It's not sticking over the back. Open it up and get rid of any excess glue. Okay, I'm going to round my corners so that I don't forget to do it. On there, and if I do short, that didn't go in. Square, there we go. If I do then, I've forgotten to ink. If I do then if I do then decide that I want to cut that down, I can. And it's not going to be too much trouble. I'm just going to ink. I should have done that before I stuck it in. Too eager. But this is the trouble when you come to do a folio, because there's so many flips and flaps and pockets and all sorts that you can put in. Sorry that you can't see me, but I'm just inking, that's all I'm doing. Okay, now I'll just get my paper, lift that up, get my canal, and I will getting down my canal really quickly. And once this is gone, I have no more. Don't know what I'm going to do because can't get it here at all. So I'll have to see about using something else. Didn't really want to revert to glue stick for larger pieces like this, but I suppose we have to just use what we have. Okay, so that's our page 6 all done. That's going to lie down there. That's going to lie down there. Okay, that's my journal. Close that up. Now anything else that I need, like pockets, like I'm going to put a pocket in here, a small one. And I want to make sure that it's covered by these so that you don't see. So I'm going to put a small pocket in here, and then I'm going to put, see, I wanted to put an acetate window in, but because I've already glued this down, I can't get anything else in. So I might still do that and just cover the piece of acetate with a piece of paper. I might have to do it that way because I've made a mistake by putting this paper in. And then this one can't go down because I need to make the pocket. I need to make the pocket and my pieces that old. And I have done this before, but I've got to think about it. Let me just, so I'll leave that for a second. This one's having a policy envelope in, so it's going to sort of be, now how am I going to do it? I think I just want to put the envelope in, so that part doesn't matter, but I need to put the flap in for my policy closure, my envelope at the top. I can rub that mark out, although I'm going to cover it up anyway. So that will fit, and I want it as wide as my paper. So I want to trim that there. That's probably long enough as well, so I'll just trim that off and get that popped in so I can put my paper on. So I'm just going to trim that there. Get my scoreboard and do 1/2 inch. You can do 1/4 inch if you want to. I just prefer a gusset of 1/2 inch. So I'm just going to screw that really down. I'm going to round top corners. And then I'm going to pop that into there, like so. Okay, and then my page can go down because my envelope will go on top. Yeah, so we'll do that. Just need some more glue. Oh, ink, 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 ink. Somebody needs to keep shouting at me. Okay. So I just want that to go in equally either side and to the top of the page. So again, top of the page, equal it out either side before it dries. There we go. And then get that glued in there. Okay, hold those corners down a bit. There we go. And then I need my collal just so that I can get this page popped in, because the envelope part can go on the top of my paper. So I think what we're going to do is glue that in because I don't need it to be flapping around. And I've obviously now decided that that definitely is going to stay as a pocket because I haven't glued it down. Okay, so I haven't cut any paper up for that, but it doesn't matter. And I want some decent glue to make sure that this, I might have to clip this actually. And I'm not bothered about a notch because you can really tell that it's a pocket. I might just clip that in. Just clip that on there. And we'll just get another one and clip the other side. Because it's stronger cardboard, I just want to do it like this so that I know that it will glue down properly. Okay, so we've got our flap for our policy envelope. Our policy envelope then will come right up to the top, and we'll do a closure on those when we come to do the envelope. Whatever we're going to put on there is going to stay, and then that's the back. So we have only got this page to do. So, and then we'll be finished. Yeah. See, that's already quite chunky. Chunky monkey. So whatever we do on here, we sort of want to do, the pocket can just go on the top at the bottom. So I need to just put my two, I want circles. And I did this in a previous video. I think 1.5 will be fine. And I want the stronger cardboard. So what I want is, I want 2 circles. I'm just using a 1.5 because that was the first thing I came to. But you can do them bigger or smaller depending on how you want them in. I'm then going to score down the middle, possibly. Oh, down the middle. That's about right, isn't it? Down the middle. I'm just going to score them only because I need it to lie flat. I want it to lie flat because of what we're doing. So, okay. So I'm going to score that in as best I can. I don't know if this is correct. Back. Then what we need to do is I want to get them in the same place. So I'm going to open them up and match them up there. And I'm going to get my eyelet. We're going to, oh, we need 4 of these. I've just thought we need 4, and I want to go quite more or less in the middle. See if that's where. No, they're not in the middle, Kay. No, it doesn't matter because I'm going to put some. I need to come over a little bit. It doesn't look right. And I need 2 more of those because I need to put it on the pocket as well. Or do I? Do I want to put them on the pocket or do I just want to put it in the pocket? Well, I'll cut them out just in case because I'm not 100% sure I'm going to do it because I didn't put a pocket in the last one. And we can grunge these up a little bit more. Maybe, you know, stamp on it or texture it or whatever. So what I need to actually do is I may as well put them to the paper. So I need to put 2 on the top of there, 1 either side. Okay. Now I did do this on a much bigger sheet before. So I think I will attach it to the paper and then put the paper down. I just want to get these on. And get some metal in those. But I do. There we go. Okay, so next thing is we're going to pop them on right on the edge of here. Okay, now it will be glued down to the back of there, but I want to put 2 on the top, and then with the other 2 will have to go into the pocket because we're not going down to the whole page. Then what we'll do is we will glue that down onto our piece. So when I did it for the detective series, I actually made it full. It was a full-size page. And so this is a sort of a variety of that. I didn't account for that corner piece, but I don't think it will hinder in any way. Let's make sure. We'll take that off now. I can put that onto there just to make sure. And get those stuck down. So what we're going to do is make sure this is stuck down in the right place. I don't want to cover her up, you see. That's what I liked about the paper. So what I want to do is I want to pop a pocket on here. It's a shame I haven't got that again. Or we could actually use a piece of ephemera, to be fair. To see if we could get it across there. I wonder if that's in the ephemera anywhere. I'll just take a jiffy and I'll quicken this up. Yeah, I doubt that's part of the ephemera. It might be somewhere, but I'll be damned if I can find it. Okay, so I'm thinking then, I don't really want to use, it's got to be something substantial because it's going to be pulling on it. So, what I'm thinking is, what about library card? I could back it, couldn't I? And that's got a layered effect as well. And that doesn't need cutting down very much. Yeah, quite like that. I quite like that. And that's possibly everything I can use. I've got a piece of this blue. No, I like the library card. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back that onto some craft card. Yeah. So I'll just glue stick that in. We need these to go underneath. I think that needs to be cut down just slightly. Just a little bit more. Make sure it goes onto that page. Okie dokie. And then we need to get these on at the bottom of the pocket. I didn't put a pocket in the last one. It was like a little tuck spot. Okay. So yeah, that can go away. Blue. Put these on. Oh, don't play up now. Okay, so that one's going to go right on that corner. And then this one is going to go right on this corner. Okay. And then we're going to pop that there. Oh, I didn't account for that corner down here. I don't know if I'll get that in now either. Maybe not. No. Will I get it in there? Possibly not. No. So I haven't got a way of doing that corner now. I'll have to trim it off afterwards if it's in the way. So I put it up just slightly. It won't be such a big deal. I don't know whether I need to cover that just to stop you from. Just need a bit of washi on the bottom. Just so that when you put things in the pocket, you're not catching on there. That's all that's for. Okay, that should solve that problem. And then we're going to just glue down the bottom here. Glue up the side here. Up the side there. And then I'm going to move that. And I want to pop that onto there. I don't want to go right to the bottom because of that corner piece. Okay, they should be dry now. Should still be able to lift those up though. Make sure there's no glue in there, and I just want to just make sure that they're glued down properly to the base. And then what we need is some elastic, slightly thinner as well. So I just need a bit of elastic that is going to go through. Now I have to work this out because I haven't done it for ages. So I go try at this end first, down and up, across and up, and then we tie it at the top. Pull it. We want to pull it as tight as we can without it sort of bending the page in, if that makes sense. But you've got some give because of these flaps. So I'm just going to put a knot in there and pull it a little bit. See, that's too tight. Then we're going to loosen it off and we're going to tie it about there. All right. Okie dokie. And then I'm going to cut that off quite short. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it through there because I want that to be at the back of one of these. Okay. I think that's still too tight. Actually, no, it's not too bad. Just stretch the elastic a little bit. There we go. So that's the zigzag with pocket. That's actually complete. We can take that off there. We can take these off here. And then all I need to do is I don't want those scissors. I just need to round this off on this side because I couldn't round that pocket. Just darken it with a piece of ink. There we go. Cool. I'm liking it. And then that can have, you know, we can pop some ephemera in there then that will fit on the page, and we can put smaller items in the pocket behind the elastic, and that holds all that flat. So super, love it. So what do you think of that idea? That's that page done. Then we've got this, which is going to be a policy envelope. We've glued that down. That's quite a nice size pocket. We need to fill that up. So I'm aware that the video is going on slightly too long. So I just wanted really to show you the process of how we get on. So realistically, because I've done that though now, we are at the stage where everything is fine. What's that holding in? Oh, it's just holding in those. And I can probably pop those in, to be fair. I can probably pop those in and get those done and in. So this is the position that I wanted us to be in for today. So I wanted us to be in a position where we would covered all of our pieces of paper, all of our backing sheets is what I'm talking about, not your bits, not the bits that you're adding in. That one can go in, that will even that down a little bit by the time that's in. And then this one, that's going to be the same as that one. And then there's this one, that's just going to have a pocket in there because I don't think I can fit anything else into it, to be honest. And then this one, love it. And then we've got a pocket there, and then I'm going to be putting another pocket on there, but we've got to a place where all our backing papers are actually on. And that was what I wanted to share with you. So that's going to have a pocket on. So I think we're actually it's a place where I can stop for the time being. I'm now going to go away and I'm going to add all of my pockets where I need them to be. So I'm going to leave it there for today, put all my pockets in and get to a different place so that the next video, it will be just doing this decorating of the front cover, hopefully. Cross fingers. So thank you so much for joining me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now. Take care.